I'm okay. Start the recording. Let me mute everyone. This is awesome. We need to do these Friday little get-togethers all the time because they keep me on my toes. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Shauna Martinez. I'm a triple diamond leader with It Works Global. First, I just want to say welcome to the team, to all of our brand new distributors. I know I see a couple of mine on here. I'm so proud of you guys. The BOGO was insane, right, guys? It was nuts. I know Jen signed up 5 new distributors in the last, 3 or 4 days? Amazing. I'm going to go through and figure out everybody that signed up who today. Not today, the last couple days, but I'm going to do that today. So I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are killing it. And it is insane how many people are going to be promoting and earning these huge, massive bonuses. So I don't want to take up any more time because you guys hear me talk all the time, but we have a super, super, super special guest speaker, which I'm really excited about. We are going to be hearing from someone that has been in the business for 3 years. She's earned over $145,000 in bonuses. Yes, you heard that. She earned the $10,000 diamond bonus in just 4 months of being in the business. She earned the $15,000 double diamond bonus for just 5 months being in the business. She earned the $50,000 triple diamond bonus for being in the business just 15 months. And then she almost quit. So I'm really excited to hear about that, what kept her going. And then she earned the $50,000 presidential bonus in just 17 months. Can you imagine? Some of you brand new people that are just getting on in the last couple days sign this business. Can you believe that in 17 months you can be earning almost $20,000 a month? I know I couldn't believe it when I got started. There was no way I could possibly fathom making even $1,000 a month from a home-based business like this, but it is real. And we are all here to tell you guys that you're worth it and that you deserve it. And that if we could do it, you could do it too. So I am so excited to hear from Gabby Morales. Can you hop on and share your incredible story? I am so impressed. Amazing.
Thank you. For those of you doing the math and you're like, that doesn't add up to 145, my husband earned the $20,000 diamond bonus. So his money's my money. So there you go. So pretty much I was told about the business in February of 2013, and typical, just like anybody else, I turned it down because I was going to cosmetology school. And I was like, no, the person that told me about the business, I had kind of seen her do a couple other things. And I was just like, you're just hopping around. Like, you're not taking anything serious. Like, this is just going to be another thing you do. So I said no. And I kept going to school, and it turned out that she ended up watching my daughter while I was at school and my husband was at work. So there was that. And she had a newborn at the time. So, that kind of grabbed my attention too. And I typical, she told me again, every time she was going to promote, I need somebody else to be my diamond and I want it to be you. And I was like, no. And then after I started watching my daughter, I started noticing, her phone was never cut off anymore, just little things like that. And it did catch my eye that while I was dropping my daughter off to go to school and I was there for the majority of the day, Monday through Saturday, she was at home with her newborn. So then I started paying attention. And so the next time she told me, I was like, let me think about it. And then by the 4th time that she told me, so I turned this business down 4 times. That's when I was like, let me finish school and then I'll go ahead and do this. By the time I joined, she was a triple diamond. So I joined and I went to go do state board, and I passed and I got a job at a salon, and I worked there for a total of 1 day because my husband's job, he would get up like at 4 a.m. and by the time he got home, he only had time to shower, eat, and then he'd be right back in bed. I mean, I'm talking about lights were off by like 7:30, 8 o'clock. We never had time to do any family, anything. So in the back of my mind, I just kept thinking, a job at a salon entails you to be there all the time. So somebody else is going to be raising my daughter, which is something I didn't want. And I mean, I'm going to end up losing my husband too, because my only day off was a Wednesday. What was I going to do on a Wednesday when my husband was at work, you know? So I kind of got in the car and I told my husband, you know, like, if I do this for the rest of my life, I worked for, I believe, 10 hours and I made $9. So I told my husband, if I do this for the rest of my life, I'm going to hate it. And I don't want to hate hair and makeup because I love it. I mean, who doesn't? So he kind of looked at me and he said, quit. And I was like, okay, but I want to, you know, I want to stand on my own 2 feet. That was kind of the whole purpose of me going to school, was that I wanted to have a plan B. I didn't want to depend solely on his income, because you never know. I don't want to be one of those girls that just becomes another statistic. You know, the husband leaves, which is the breadwinner, and then I'm broke and I can't even support my daughter. That's what I didn't want. You know, I have a daughter. I have to show her that, you know, while daddy brings home money, mommy does too. You know, like, you don't depend on a man. You're with someone because you love them, and that's about it. Well, that's my mentality. So at this point, when I enrolled, my husband didn't support me. He was very like, get off your phone, you know, I need to go to work. You know, he was that guy. So when he told me quit, I was like, well, I want to help, you know, because I mean, you hear people say we were living paycheck to paycheck, and that would have been a step up for us, because we were living paycheck to 20 minutes later, we were broke. That was our reality. So I was tired of living like that. You know, I wanted to do stuff. I wanted to help. So when he said quit, he said, and we'll go talk to, you know, to our upline, or the person that told us about the business. And so I said, okay, you know, whatever. So I quit my first day, and we went to go talk to her. And my husband and I are both reds, as red can be. And we sat down, and, you know, I knew there was a possibility of making money, but to him, it was kind of like, yeah, right, you're not going to make, you know, that amount of money, da, da, da. And we had a conversation about, you know, how much money we could potentially make. And that was a turning point. I mean, after that day, I think my husband works even harder than I do. And he just went full force. I mean, and he had a job at that time. He was a CNC machinist. And I would kind of tell him, you need to focus at work, you know, don't be on your phone. But, and then from there, we just kind of went for it. The first 5 distributors that I signed were because my husband talked to them and told them, you need to join this business. I mean, I can sit here and talk to you all day, you know, but when it comes to talking about the business, I was shy at that point. You know, I was like, no, people are going to tell me to be quiet. You know, like, I was embarrassed, because how was I going to talk to them about money if my first paycheck was $3? So I kind of sat there and I was like, okay, you know, let's do this, whatever. We talked to those people, they enrolled, and my second month, I went Ruby. I didn't even go executive. I went from distributor to Ruby. And then after that, in January of 2014, they announced the bonuses. And I kind of sat there and I was like, heck yeah, we're going to get us a bonus, you know, and it's going to be awesome. At this point, my husband had not signed up because we couldn't afford 2 auto ships. And I'm very big on auto ship is a law. You have to invest money to make money. That's kind of how I teach my team. So we can afford 2 auto ships at that point yet. So we waited for him to sign up. So we got to work, and I ended, you know, my goal was to, by February, to be emerald so that I could be diamond in March. And it didn't happen like that. Mid-March, which was the cutoff for the bonuses, was March 31st. I still needed 9 distributors for my diamond chart. And at that point, I kind of sat there and I talked to my husband and I said, we're not going to hit this goal. You know, I gave up before the month was even over. And then he said, well, let's just get as close as we can. And we set up some wrap parties and we got to work. And in 2 days, we came up with those 9 distributors, you know, as a team. So I ended diamond. I earned a $10,000 bonus. I could not believe it. And then the following month, they extended it. And I kind of sat there and I looked at him and I said, are we going for double? He said, let's go for double. And we did it. We hit double. And after that, he enrolled. So when I went triple, he was one of my diamonds. 8 months into the business, I was able to retire him. And I'm not gonna lie, he's always been very like focused, I guess you could say, because I was nervous. I was like, what do you mean this is going to be our only source of income? You know, I mean, even having earned the bonuses I had already earned and seeing how this business was changing lives, I was still in the pit of my stomach. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, what do we do? You know, like, what do we do? We always had that little cushion of the money he brought in. So this kind of pushed us to work even harder. And we went to conference in January of 2015. You know, we kept working, went to conference, and it was just, I'm going to try not to cry because I have eyelashes on. But it was, if you have not been to conference, I want to tell you, I want to bring those feelings, but you can't. You have to experience it for yourself. I mean, to this day, I can sit here and tell you that Mark Pentecost, in a room full of I don't know how many thousands of people, he spoke to me and me alone. And that completely changed my business. Like everything he was saying, it was just like hitting me like a ton of bricks. And I mean, I went as a double. And at that point, I remember sitting there and thinking, you know, he announced the double goods and I had tears rolling down my cheeks. I was like looking at my husband and he's like, oh my gosh, you know, the triple bonus is 50,000. And I said, no, we're going presidential. I said, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it big, because that's me. If I'm going to do stuff, I'm going to go all out. And that was our goal. We're going presidential. At this point, we had been trying to have another baby for 3 years, and it wasn't our time. And in February, you know, we came back for conference with a fire. I mean, that fire was lit. It was lit. And we got to work, and I hit triple in February. And we got to work. We did it. We earned the $50,000 bonus. We went to Vegas to celebrate. And coming back from Vegas, I was set to go presidential, earn $100,000 bonus. It was set. I was ready. The mindset was there. The people were there. The fire was lit. It was perfect. We went to Vegas, and as soon as I got to my door and I put the key in, I turned it, I got a phone call. And it's like 1 a.m, midnight, something like that. And I answer, and it's somebody in my downline. And it was literally negative, 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 negative. I mean, I was tired from Vegas, and it got to me. It got in my head. It got in my heart. I got unfocused, and I second guessed myself. And it cost me $100,000 bonus, because while I was going through the motions of working, my heart was not in it. And I remember sitting there and thinking, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this. If I can't even keep one person from quitting, how am I going to change people's lives? How? And it got to me. And I remember sitting there and praying and saying, all right, God, I need you to speak to me. And I don't want to look for stuff. I want you to send me a sign with neon lights, the works, whistles, everything. Just send it to me. Within 2 days, I remember I was folding laundry, and I got a pain in my chest, and it was going down my arm. And I was like, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. You know, I tend to be a little dramatic, I guess you could say. I don't know. I don't believe it. But so my husband's like, we got to take you to the hospital, you know. So we go to the hospital. To this day, I have no clue what that pain was. It came and it went. But that's the day I found out I was pregnant with my son. And that was my sign. That was what I needed, because there was no way that I was going to bring in another baby on a triple diamond salary, because it's freaking awesome. But I was like, I want more. I want more. I want to do this. And in April, we went presidential, and I earned a $50,000 bonus. And I like telling that story because wherever you turn, it doesn't matter how focused you are, you're going to get distracted. People are going to throw things at you. I mean, it could come in the shape of you losing the support that you once counted on. It can come in any shape or form. But if it's meant for you, you're going to receive that blessing regardless. And we did. And in May of 2015, I was number 164 top income earner. Me that went to a continuation high school, that was a loser for the majority of my life. I was, number 164. And I just kind of sat there and I, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. And it was awesome. And everything was good. And I had one of the worst pregnancies with my son. I mean, I'm talking about if I even looked at food, I would throw up. I would drink water and I would throw up for like 30 minutes straight. It was bad. And when I had him, I was like, I don't want to be one of those girls that's pregnant and that's it, like you don't work or you lose sight of your goals. And I pushed every single day. I mean, I was tired, but I still worked, I mean, I took my little naps in between, but I still worked. And when I had my son, my husband actually had to leave the hospital because I was selling retail. So, and then the majority of the time he wasn't even in the room with me because he was at a vendor event that we had set up. So believe me when I say we're no excuses. Having a baby didn't even stop me from selling retail, So that's kind of my mentality. As far as after I had my son, I did go through a little bit of postpartum, and that was kind of hard for me because I've heard people talk about it and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I don't know, I don't know. I feel like you could just, focus or something. And no, you can't. I could not pick myself up. I couldn't. And I would talk to people and I would try to, fill their cup and encourage them. And at the time that I'm speaking and, getting my point across, in the back of my head, I was like, just shut up, dude. Like, you suck. And everybody could see it. So I was my own worst enemy. And we went to the conference again. And I remember sitting there and I said, all right, friend, I need you to talk to me again because I don't know what to do. And that's when I heard Rise Up. And everything is just, and that's when I first heard, perhaps you were created for such a time as this. And I got it. I got the message. And I mean, 2016 sucked, but it really brought our team together to where I know who my runners are. I know what I need to do. And this last conference, I sat there and it was just me and my husband in the VIP. And I was like, I need some of my people in here because the turn up isn't real if your people aren't in there. And I was like, I need somebody here like now. So I'm ready. I mean, there are only, I believe, there was originally 3, but one of them moved out. There's only 2 Ambassador Diamonds in the state of California. And I have made up my mind that I'm going to be number 3 or number 4. You know what I mean? That's going to be me. But
girl, you got some competition because I'm coming for you.
Let's do it. The more the merrier. I mean, can you imagine sitting there and being able to tell people I was one of the top 5 ambassadors in this, one of the first 5 ambassadors in the state of California? That's what I'm shooting for. Definitely. And the beauty of this is that I didn't have to go nowhere. I mean, my kids, if you guys are friends with me on Facebook, my kids are evil. My kid eats random stuff every single day, from pencil shavings to like sugar packets. And I get to build this empire with my husband and my kids, like there's no daycare, there's no none of that. And the beauty of it all is it was all from Instagram. You know what I mean? I guess that's pretty much my story.
You are incredible. We are over here cracking up. Something that I freaking adore about you is how real you are. Like, that's the thing, is people don't relate to that picture perfect like person. I love how you're like, no, dude, it was hard. I have a question for you. You went Presidential Diamond in 17 months, which is insane. Like, that is, I've been in 3 years and I'm still triple. So that is amazing. Did the company give you like a special Blitz card or something that they didn't give me? Because I'm just wondering. Like,
Um,
no, right? Like, we all start from the exact same spot. We all get the same tools. We all get the same Blitz card. We all get the same brochure. We all get the same business builder kit. The only difference is that she worked harder than me. That is the only difference between me and her, is that she put in more work than me. She didn't get a special Blitz card. She didn't get people handed to her. She didn't get a special wrap that tightens even more than the wrap that I got. She worked her ass off harder than I did. And that inspires me. So don't ever compare yourself to someone else and say, well, I've been in 3 years and I'm still triple and she's presidential in 17 months, like, so I should just quit. No. That inspires me to work my butt off, because if she could do it and she had the same exact tools that I did, then hell yeah, I could do it too.
exactly.
So I love that. I just absolutely adore you. I have another question. You
Mhm.
said when you were going for Diamond and you needed 9 more boxes and you scheduled some wrap parties, how did you go about that? How did you get people to schedule wrap parties with you?
I just posted it on Instagram. Again, everything you hear people say rip see what I mean?
I love it.
The company says wrap, blitz, repeat, and that's awesome. But that's not me. I cannot blitz like if my life depended on it, because I'll sit there. The one time I tried to blitz, I handed the girl the blitz card and she was like, "Are you calling me fat?" And I was like, "I'm gonna go over there. I'm just 5." You know,
Yep,
it's
I do.
intimidating to me, and I'm working on it slowly. But I just posted, "Do you want a free wrap?" Everybody wants free stuff. Of course they do. I want free stuff. You got a free wrap? I want one. And then people would message me and I would say, "This is all you have to do. Just get 4 or more people together and your wrap is free." You know, I do everything. All you have to do is put the water. That's it. And I know you have water at your house, you know, and that's all you have to do, you know. Or people would say, "I don't know, what if it doesn't work?" You know, potentials, wrap party. Wrap party. Bring your friends, and if you see that they want to be loyals, then you need to sign up as a distributor so that you can, you know, build your empire with your friends. I always tell people there's 3. This business offers you three options. You can either spend money, you can save money, or you can make money. Which one is it going to be? And of course, everyone's going to be like, "Well, I want to make money," you know. So that's pretty much it. I mean, there's no special anything that I say to seal the deal or anything like that. I don't believe in mojo. I think mojo is just another word for I actually put in the work. And I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean,
Okay, I have another one. So for some of the new people on that are already getting no after no after no, just hearing from another person, is that normal? Like, did you get a lot of no's in the beginning, or did everyone just want to hop on? Like, do you get more no's than yeses? Like, how did that go when you first started out? How did you deal with the negativity and the just feeling defeated already in the very beginning?
oh man, you gotta go for no. You have to. I mean, think about it like this. It's funny because we're just talking about this today. I have some girls, that some of my leaders that come over every day, and we're here working, except on weekends. We work every single day, and we're just talking about that. You have to go for no. And when people tell you no, and this is something that I learned, they're not taking anything away from you. They're not taking, you know, food out of your mouth. They're not taking the roof over your head. They're just saying no. And take it from somebody that said no 4 times. It could just mean not right now. Keep going, because the more no's that you get, you're that much closer to a yes. So that's definitely something that, I mean, go for it. Go out today and you know, talk to people and try to get 10 no's, because that's going to get you one step closer to your yes. So that's kind of something that we like to do too, is you go for the no, you shoot for it. I mean, especially the hell no, I'm like, all right, cool. That's like, you know? So the other reason that we kind of went with Instagram is because some of you guys have family that supports you, and that's freaking awesome. I mean, my hat's off to you. That's not my family. My family is the one that, "Oh my gosh, did you read this negative article about your rap? Did you read it?" And I'm like, "Oh, you tagged me in it." So duh, of course I read it. And so did all my friends, you know? That's the kind of family I'm working with. Even as presidential, and this is kind of sad, this still kind of cuts me to my core, but my immediate family, as far as my parents and my siblings, they support me. My brother is actually a Ruby on my team. But as far as like aunts, uncles, cousins, not one of them has even congratulated me on any of my achievements. So that's kind of what I'm working with. So that's why I chose to work with my cold market, because the difference between a warm market, which would be your family and friends, neighbors, coworkers, and a cold market is I never run out of potentials. Everybody is a potential. So yeah, Meech, that's what I'm working with, girl.
I love it. I love that you said no 4 times, because I also told my person no, I think it was like 5 times. Every time she would ask me, I'd be like, no, 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 until finally I realized she was not going to stop until I finally said yes. So I said yes just to be like, see, I told you it wasn't going to work. And I'm the one that, was left with the last laugh, because it definitely, or I guess, I don't know. I just completely messed that up. But anyways, it worked. So I love that you said that, because I also said no 4 or 5 times. So when someone says no, it just means not right now. It doesn't mean no. They're not saying no to you. I go out and I hand out coupons and people are like, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. You can go out with a $20 bill and be like, do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? And you're still going to have people say no, because they're going to think that something is wrong with that, because people just don't go out and handing out free money. So it doesn't matter. Like, people are always going to say no. So next, you girl, I am so far gone when it comes to Instagram. I can't even tell you. We have Facebook trainings all the time, but Instagram is not my jam. So can you please share with us how? Like, I'm so confused. How?
The main difference between Facebook and Instagram that I find, because the way you feel about Instagram is how I feel about Facebook. Like, I'm like, okay, Shauna posted a picture of her hair and got 30,000 likes, and I got 1 like, and I'm like, hell yeah, I got 1 like, dude. Like, I don't get Facebook at all. But the main difference is Instagram it's not for family and friends, I guess, is the best way to describe it. I have all my family and friends and old high school people on my Facebook, and Instagram, it's like, okay, I'm going to follow you because I like your makeup. One of the things I can suggest is pick what you like, your hobby. If it's fishing, working on cars, makeup, hair, I can't think of anything else, like, pick that, search it in Instagram, and follow people that share the same hobbies as you. Because that way you can actually build a bond with them. I don't cold message. I don't teach my team to cold message. I started the hashtag DTs against cold messaging. Just because I'm the type of person that I'm going to do what I would be okay with people doing with me. Still to this day, I get cold messages from DT. I mean, I got offered like 50 BOGO DT enrollments in the last couple days, 50 of them. And I'm kind of sitting there like, no, don't do this. So I tend to follow people that I share hobbies with. That way I can have a conversation with them that has nothing to do with business or product. And it may take me a little bit longer to maybe seal the deal. But one of the things is, for me, I'm not shooting for a top enroller. I'm not shooting to sign 50 million people. I would rather sign one amazing rock star than 50. That's kind of my thing. The other thing too is when I post, and I see people post a lot, like, I'm looking for, 40 people that want to be product testers. Would you rather be one of 40, or would you rather be one of 3? Me personally, I would rather be one of 3, just because I want to know, like, oh, I'm special. I'm one of 3, So if I ever do post stuff like that, I tell my team, like, you want to post, I'm looking for 2 people. I'm looking for 3 people. Even if you're looking for way more than that, you can come back and say, let's say you get some hits off of that. I'm only needing, I got such good feedback. I'm looking for 2 more. The other thing too is videos. Videos on Instagram. I mean, I've gotten, people to hit me up that have never liked anything, and all from a video of me just kind of sitting there saying, hey, I got wraps in stock, message me. People are more likely to look at your video than they are to read a big long caption on Instagram. With Instagram, you want to keep it short and sweet, simple, and make it about you. You have to let you shine through. Think about it like this. I don't know how many people are on here right now. Let me see. Okay, so there's 34 people. If all 34 of us are on Instagram, how am I going to stand out from all 34 of you? If we're all selling the same product, we're all offering the same opportunity. How am I going to stand out? The only way I can, to be me, to show people who I am, that my kids are psycho, that I get to spend, every day with my husband, like bugging him and annoying him all day, while we build our empire together, that I get to work with my friends, that the other day we went to go have micheladas at like noon while everyone was stuck at work. That was our office of the day. That's something that helps me a lot with potential distributors. Post your office of the day, even if it's just you, sitting in front of your TV, or you running errands. One of the things my husband and I used to do a lot is we used to go to the movies at like 11 a.m. Why? Because anybody can go to the movies at 7 p.m. and have a date night, but not everybody can go to the movies on a Thursday at 11 a.m., with their husband and have a date night, a day date. So that's one of the things we do. The other thing too is, I get asked a lot, I'm not making a ton of money, that's why people don't want to sign up with me. Not necessarily. Even if you can show people that, with your It Works commission, you're paying off your groceries, or it paid your cell phone bill, or heck, even if it just filled up your tank, a tank of gas would make a big difference. I remember we couldn't go places because we didn't have enough gas to go there and come back. So, we would come up with all these excuses why we couldn't go. So people just want to see that you're real. When you talk to people about the opportunity, I don't say, hey, do you want to make $10,000 from home? Because if someone were to come at me like that, I would have been like, yeah, okay, I'm not going to sell your drugs, That would be my first thought, and I'm too fat to be a stripper. So those are like my first thought when people talk about a bunch of money, or when they take pictures with a grip of money. That's my first thought. On the contrary, if you come at them with, could you use an extra $300 a month? Because sometimes $300 could be the difference between them having electricity in the next month or not. It could be a difference with what they're going to eat. I remember at one point we were saving cans. We would save everyone's cans because that's how we would have extra money to do stuff with our kid. Man, I've come a long way. It just hit me right now. But you never know. I mean, to you, it might be like, it's just $100, but to somebody, it might be like, dude, we just came up on $100. And believe me when I say that makes a difference. It really does.
Girl, don't let those lashes fall off.
I know, the glue's like. But so talk to people, even if it's that simple. I don't tell people, like later on in the conversation, I will bring up, we're offering these bonuses that are amazing, but start for $300 because that $300 is what made a difference for me, and even if you don't hit that, my girl just told me this morning, she read something and it kind of, it's sticking to me, is if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, not the goal. You got to look at it in different ways. There's a reason the alphabet has 26 letters. You can have a plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, and so on. But the end game should still be the same. Ambassador seems so far off from me right now, but I know little by little, baby steps, I'm going to get there, So just think, you have to have a long-term goal and a short-term goal. So focus on that.
I love it. Okay, so let's just have some role play here. So if I was your brand new distributor and I just signed up today and you're my mentor, how would you get me started if I want to go fast? I want to earn that $10,000 bonus. I'm ready. I'm willing to put in the work. How would you train me? Like what would our little training look like?
Launch party within a week, if possible. Invite as many people as possible. And the thing is, before I even signed up, I kind of did I guess it was a wrap party / launch party. And you guys are not going to believe how many people showed up. None. Nobody showed up. It was just my husband, and he was just there talking crap like, oh my God, where am I going to sit? Everything's so packed, you know? But it doesn't matter. Keep doing it. You know what I mean? Keep going. If nobody shows up to your launch party, you're still going to make a post saying, oh my gosh, that was so awesome. Thank you everyone for showing up. Cause they're not going to know, they're going to be like, oh crap, I missed out on a nice party. One of the things that helps too is be about it. You know what I mean? If you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you're going to kind of sort of make money. If you really want to make money with this business, then treat it as your business. You can't half-ass it and then expect to get, ambassador money when you posted once 3 weeks ago. People want to see that you're consistent. So one of the things I tell my new DTs is if you're going to be about it, be about it. I'm kind of picky when it comes to distributors too, and that goes for people that I follow. I don't just follow anybody. I don't mass follow anymore. In the beginning, I used to do that. Now I'm more like, oh, this is what you do all day? Yeah, I can't work with somebody like that. You're back? Oh, you broke up? Oh, you have drama? Oh, no. Keep your drama over there. I don't want that on my team, because you kind of set the tone as leaders. You set the tone for your team, and you got to be picky about who you work with. This is your business. If you owned a Starbucks, you would be like, I don't know if I want you in my Starbucks. The other thing too is I explained the importance of auto ship. Like I said earlier, if you want to make money, you have to invest money. And at the end of the day, if you owned a Starbucks and you didn't order your coffee, what were you going to do? Tell people, oh, well, there's a Starbucks down the street if you want to go. No. If you're a wrap person, then you need to have wraps on hand at all times. You need to have all kinds of stuff. One of the things that really helps me to sell retail, we make good retail money every month, is wherever I'm going, even if it's just, the other day I met up with Leah and another ambassador here in California. And we went to lunch, and before I left, I got my boxes of wraps, and I just made a quick video, and I said, hey, I'm going to be, I think I said Riverside, because I don't know why I thought we were going to be over there, but I'm going to be in the Riverside area with wraps. Message me if you want to hear my specials. And as I'm driving, my phone is like beeping, and I got like 3 hits right away. So I wasn't really going to be in the Riverside area. But I posted that I was, and I got people interested, so then I got them to turn into from wanting to buy retail to potential loyal customers. So the key to this, and this is what I tell newbies, is you want to be consistent. You want people to see that you're going to be about it. Because if I'm considering going into business with you, I want to know that you're serious, that you're not going to, be selling wraps this week, and then next week you're going to sell me leggings, and then the week after that you're going to try to sell me shampoo, and then the week after that I don't even know what else there is out there, but you know what I mean? So a lot of times when people tell you no, like I did, it's because they want to watch you. They want to see what you're doing. They want to see if Gabby's a screw up. She's not going to do this. She's a loser. She never sticks to anything. But I did, didn't I? So they want to see that you're about it. So be about it. You got to keep in mind that Instagram is your store. And if you only let 200 people in your store, you're only talking to those 200 people. The more, the merrier. I mean, you got to think about it like this. There's no top out. Well, yes, there is. 7,500 is your top out. It's how many people you can follow. But if you only follow 20 people, and eventually, let's say 10 of those get tired about hearing your raps and they unfriend you, you're stuck with 10 people in your store. What are you going to do? So you want to bring in more people into your store. The more, the merrier. And just keep doing that. Keep following. I usually tell people, especially my newbies, don't start a brand new Instagram. Use the one you have. People don't want to follow people with no followers. That's what Instagram is about. It's about followers. And post random stuff too. I mean, throughout your day. I guess it's kind of the same as how you post on Facebook.
I love it. I just want to say thank you so much. I know I took pages of notes. I've already learned so much. I'm so thankful for you. Do you have a couple more minutes in case anyone else has questions?
Yes.
Is anyone out there have any questions for her? If you do, just either raise your hand or unmute yourself by clicking on your little microphone that has a red line through it. Does anyone, or just drop it in the chat. Does anyone have any questions for her? It's very rare that you can get on a call.
I do.
There we go. Who is that?
I'm Julie.
Julie, hi.
Hi. So when you said that you put, like, I have a free wrap and stuff on Instagram, because mostly people follow me on Instagram are not near me. How do you do that?
I know you guys can do online wraps, I guess, or whatever, but if it ever happens, because it has happened to me a couple times, I'll look for someone in that area and kind of be like, the thing when you swap wrap parties like that is, like, let's say, what area are you in?
Riverside.
Okay, so let's say I was somewhere far. I would be like, is there anyone in Riverside that can do a wrap party? And the thing is you would keep the retail, and you would send me the loyals or the distributors, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
Usually how I do it with people when I have them take care of it, because I figure it's a win-win. I mean, we make a lot of money in retail sales at wrap parties too. So that's kind of how I split it up. If not, then I'll kind of, if I get absolutely nobody, it happens to me in Texas. I've been looking for a distributor in Texas and I just can't. Sorry, I got distracted. But I'll kind of put, and I said, you know what, girl, I can't find anybody out there. Have you ever considered making an extra income? Because I mean, if you already found people that want to come to your wrap party, that could actually be your launch party, and you can already start making money. So that's kind of a way of turning that wrap party into a potential distributor.
Okay.
You always kind of end game is always going to be potential distributors, potential loyal customers. So that's kind of, I've done that a couple times and it worked 2 out of 4 times, I guess. So 50-50.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we got one. If you, for the months that you're like really going strong, pushing for a promotion, let's just go back to when you're going for diamond or double or triple, what did the average day look like for you? Like from the time you woke up till the time you went to bed, did you just throw out a couple posts on Instagram, or were you reaching out to people all day long? Like what's your average day?
I don't reach out to people. I don't message them. It looked like I was following, I was posting, I was, reading up on eSuite. Product Coach is still, one of my best friends. I love it because the thing about this business is you never stop learning. So I try to use all the tools that are given to us. I mean, like we all have access to that. So why not take advantage of it? And I kept going. I mean, I think the only breaks we would take were to eat, and we'd get a little bit of sleep in between. But other than that, it was constant building our followers, booking wrap parties if we could, just different stuff like that. I don't reach out to people. The way that I kind of get their attention is by liking and commenting on their stuff. Because people are like, oh my gosh, who is this girl that like 4 of my pictures, back to back. And when I like pictures, I don't like all in a row. I kind of skip around, and so it doesn't look like I just went 1, 2, 3, like. I want to go skip, like, skip, stuff like that. So it looks like I'm actually paying attention to their profiles, which I do tend to. And this is something that I just recently started doing, and it's helping me a lot. This last conference I went to, for the first time, I stayed for worship, and it got me to thinking about my business and stuff. So when I follow, I tend to be in the back of my mind just kind of thinking, this is my next diamond. This is going to be, the next person that takes off. So I put it out there because I want that to come back to me. I didn't read that question.
I love it. Okay, we have another one. What do you do when you sign a distributor who stops trying?
Here's the thing. You can't force people to work. You can't put your motivation into their body. You can't change their mindset. It's up to them. I used to take it very personal when people wouldn't work, because I was like, oh my gosh, come on, you have all the tools. But at the end of the day, you have to learn to let go. If you've never seen the movie Everest, I suggest you guys watch it. I know it's kind of random, but I went to go watch it and I kind of had an aha moment. So the movie Everest, they're climbing Mount Everest, obviously, and it's like, you know, horrible weather, whatever, and you have to be there and back at a certain amount of time. And the thing I got out of this was, they would say, when we're up there, if you get lost, we can't wait for you, because that's going to cost us our lives. And I kind of took that as, it's the same as this business. I can't stop and rest with you. You know, I can't slow down to your pace, because as a leader, the pace of the leader determines the pace of the pack. And I'm not one of those people that tells you, go work, go do this, go do that, while I sit there and do absolutely nothing, twiddling my thumbs. If I'm going to tell you to work, it's because I'm working. If I'm going to tell you team no sleep, it's because I'm not sleeping either. You know, I'm going to show you how to do it. So that's kind of something that I got from that movie, is that I can't stop and wait for you. I don't want to die. You know, I want to get to the top of the mountain. I want to see the view. I want to enjoy it, you know? So that's one thing, you know, and I tell my team, don't take it personal. You know, if you want to run, I'll run with you. But if you want to walk, I'll wait for you at the finish line, because I can't stop. So don't take it personal.
Love it. Oh my gosh, I'm watching that movie tonight.
I kind of told you, you know, one of the parts, but whatever.
That's okay. That's perfect, because now I want to watch it. Okay, we have another one. Do you have any how do I go back up now? Let's see. Do you have any Spanish-speaking distributors? Can anyone read that? How do I? Hold on.
Or if you have any Spanish potential distributors, how do you translate? I'm having a hard time explaining it as well as we do.
There we go. Do you have any Spanish-speaking DTs, or if you have any Spanish potential distributors, how do you translate it? I'm having a hard time explaining it as well as I do in English. I know for me, I don't speak Spanish, so I go on Google Translate and I type a sentence exactly like I would in English, and it literally translates. I copy and paste it, and then whatever they say, I copy and paste it. But Gabby, what do you do?
I speak Spanish.
She speaks Spanish. So someone that doesn't, like myself, Google Translate is my best friend. So that's what I do. I have done, if you can even believe me, an all Spanish speaking rap party. And I brought my mother-in-law, who has no idea anything about this. And I literally would read a page of the party pat, and then she would translate it in Spanish. And that was interesting, I have to say. But Google Translate is awesome.
There's certain words like, here's the thing, I can speak Spanish, but it's not going to be professional Spanish. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be able to tell that I'm not professional as you can now. But Google Translate, the thing with that is sometimes some of the words, I don't even understand what it says. But do you have any good Spanish tools for potentials? I actually am an admin in one of the Spanish groups. So there are Spanish groups for your DTs if you need it. They are very big.
Oh my gosh. Can you add me into one of those, please? Yeah,
they do a lot of Zooms in Spanish, and the leaders are incredible. They're absolutely amazing. I'll send you the link to the Spanish group, and then Shauna, you can, whoever wants, you know, their people in there, you guys can add them in there.
Thank you so much.
So there is that. And a lot of times people will go in there and ask, you know, how can I translate this? And they'll go ahead and take care of it in there. So they're very helpful. So there is that. Actually, I'm working on a Spanish OTOM. I'm hoping to get that, you know, in the books this year. I'm just trying to find when. So hopefully I can do that. And yeah, I'll send Shauna the link to the Spanish group, and then, you know, I'll add you in there, and then, you know, you can kind of add your people in there as well.
Thank you so much.
No
Quick
problem.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this? Shout out your name. We can't see you.
Mari.
There we go. Okay. Hi.
So I was the one with the question. So I have a couple like possible DTs, but it's all in Spanish. What I mean is, like, how do you get to like convince them? As how you like convince them, and it's like, because they're very skeptical. They're very, very skeptical. It's like, how do you get to like convince them? Like, my Spanish isn't great either. I speak Spanish, but it's mucho, you know, like.
Pocha?
Yeah, basically.
So pretty much the thing is, and this goes for English too, I don't convince anybody. If you have to convince somebody to sign up and do the business, you're going to have to convince them to post. You're going to have to convince them to run their auto ship. You're going to have to convince them to be about the business. And it's a waste of your time, pretty much. You shouldn't have to convince anybody to do this. If their heart isn't in it, it's not in it. What I do tell them is that we are not even 10% of the company. So we have the upper hand. You know what I mean? And another thing too that I tell people is, you're not signing a contract. You can literally work this month by month if you want to, and they give you a year to work this business. You know, if you fall off after 2 months, you still have, you know, another 10 months to decide whether or not you want to do this before your account cancels out. So I tell them, try it, because a lot of times they're stuck between buying product from you or wanting to be a distributor. And the difference is that as a loyal customer, you have to order for 3 months. As a distributor, there's no contract. There's no, you have to do this for a set amount of time. So that's kind of how I tell them. I tell them, try it for a month. You know, give me 2 months. How about that? 2 months to really go for it. You know, really try it. Do your launch party. You know, set up any wrap parties. Talk to, you know, whoever you need to talk to, and let's do this. And the majority of the time, they you know, they try it. They go in it with the mentality of how she said, you know, how Shauna said, I'm just gonna prove you wrong that it doesn't work. So after a while, they're gonna find, you know, like, oh, this is really easy. You know, like, Spanish speakers are an untapped market right now. And that's the bottom line, because the majority of people that I've spoken to personally, they tell me, well, somebody is following me, but I want to talk to somebody that speaks my language. That's a lot of what I'm getting. And I'm kind of like, okay, you know, well, you know, sometimes I'll fill them in and I'll say, go back to the person, you know, that you originally, you know, heard this from, because, you know, this is kind of how we work. This is how our business works. We don't take people, you know, I send them back to who they talk to, and then, you know, they kind of go from there. But that's kind of how I guess close the deal, if you will, with Spanish speakers, is I tell them, you're not signing a contract, you know, and you don't have a big overhead. Like, you don't have to run an auto ship, I guess, you know. I'm about it, but I also understand that people come from different situations, or, you know, sometimes if they're like me, you know, the husband's like, what do you mean you have to buy product, you know? And they get their egos in it. So then that's how I explain the 150 BV or PBV, I'm sorry, to not have to run an auto ship. And then they like that, because you got to think a lot of them, they come from the mentality of the other big, you know, MLM that all Hispanics do. And they need to buy a lot of product. They have to have a store, you know, they have to do all kinds of stuff. So right away they think this is the same thing. So if you can talk to them, not put down the other MLM, but talk to them about the main difference, which is you can work this from your phone, from anywhere. Then they're kind of like, oh, okay, you know, so that's kind of what's helped me a lot.
Thank you.
Yay, thank you so much. Seriously, thank you. This was amazing. I have to say, I learned so much. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. I hope everyone has an amazing day, and let's go get back to work, because those bonuses are up for grabs for every single one of you. So I love you guys. I hope everyone has an amazing Friday, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.